and good morning from Munich. We are here at the Künstlerhaus at the new Space Initiative Symposium, and we will hear about it in a second. And with me is Matthias Wachter, the head of the new Space Initiative and part of the BDI. Matthias, how are you doing today?
Good morning, Torsten. Thank you for having me again. I'm super excited. I'm super excited about our program, our events, what's coming up, and I'm very motivated. I'm in a very good mood.
Wonderful. You will ask yourself, hey, why is Matthias here and not Niels, as you have seen it in the trailer? Niels is on its way. Niels Booth, our advisor for security and defense. He will join me tomorrow in the morning show. But now I have Matthias full for me. So let's start. This week already, we have Thursday morning, and this week already started with a bang. Earlier this week on Monday in Berlin, the new Munich Security Report was presented. It's traditionally before the conference, and this time it has the title Under Destruction. Not a very political title, and it was heavy from the content. So did you have a chance to have a glimpse of it already?
I had the chance to have a brief glimpse, and I also had the chance to participate in a discussion with Wolfgang Ischinger on Monday evening, where he talked about the report and what's behind it. Okay. I know a bit what's in.
So what's your first feedback? What's your first feeling? I mean, for me, I'm open. I listened to the press conference online and wrote about it. Then later on, I don't have a good feeling about it. So what is your feedback?
I mean, the Munich security reports are always a bit provocative, I would say. Yeah. So the titles are always, if you look back in the last couple of years, it was always a bit provocative and a bit, very, very, very focused. But this time, I agree. It's a very negative title. And that's how they see. And then if you read the report, you see that they describe what's going on, and the developments globally are not very positive. Yeah. So the rules-based order is under increased pressure. We see a new power play by autocratic regimes. Questions like raw material supply chains are gaining more and more importance because they are relevant for a new geopolitical rivalry. And this, of course, also affects the space domain, which we are focusing on here today.
I think what is new, at least for me, and I agree with you that over the last years we saw some provocative or thought-provoking titles. And I mean, that's the aim of the conference, let's face it as well. But that this time also our allies are questioned in a big tone. And I think that's what is very concerning for me. One thing is not mentioned in the entire report, and that's space. It is indirectly, as you said, raw material, you have an impact on satellite production and all on the norms and behaviors we build our world on, apply also in space. And if that goes down the drain, it will also have an impact in space. But is it good or is it not good? Because we are fighting to have space on the agenda.
I think the level of the report, which also used to be the case in the past, is relatively high. Yeah. So it's on a strategic level. And yes, it's true, space is not, let's say, one of the headlines. But if you dig deeper into the various topics and issues, space always comes immediately to mind, and it plays a role. I think it's not very positive or negative that it's not very explicitly mentioned. I would say it's more a sign of normality. Yeah, it is a strategic dimension. It is there. It is super important. Yeah. Everyone is thinking about it, so you don't need to mention it explicitly again. But it's in.
Last question about the report. Is your team assessing the report in more detail, and are you planning to come out with a statement?
We will do that after the MSC.
Of course.
We will look into it more deeper, but at the moment we are focused on the MSC and our events here.
Let's talk about numbers. So we have this week the 62nd Munich Security Conference. It is and we made a calculation before, the 5th New Space Symposium.
Yes.
What will be new? I mean, over the last years, we talked about, hey, how can SMEs work with the Bundeswehr? Then do we have enough money? Everything is there now, so we are happy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. True. I mean, the last year when we were standing here exactly at the same position, everyone complained we need more money, we need to invest more, we need more speed, etc. And now things are really changed dramatically. We had the 35 billion announcement by Mr. Pistorius, the defense minister at our Weltraumkongress. We have the new ESA budget. Germany again is the biggest contributor with 5.1 billion in the next 3 years. We have a space security strategy, which is also new. So everything is there now.
Yeah.
And I think now is maybe the even more important part, because with all this money now available, we need to do the things right. We need to invest in the right capabilities, we need the right approaches, and mistakes are most of the time done when you have plenty of money, and money, at least some feel it like that, doesn't play a role anymore. And so I think we want to focus here at the New Space Symposium of how to use that money efficiently and how can we use it to strengthen the German new space ecosystem. Because we invest so much money to reduce our dependencies on not so trusted partners anymore. And therefore, the goal needs to be to invest in our own capabilities, and how we can do that and how we can achieve that. That will be one of the big points today.
Let's cut the cake. I mean, how much money do you expect will be there for the new space economy, for the SMEs? I mean, you were very vocal in saying we want, again, 2 years ago, we had it here on stage, SMEs in being partner of the Bundeswehr procurement process, and with all these challenges that are coming with that, do you see there's a trend towards the new space industry, or do they have to go via the big ones, via the primes, and find their way?
I think there is a general openness on the side of the armed forces and the procurement office of working together with new partners, because they see new companies have new approaches, have new ideas, have different capabilities, and together, let's say, with the established players, we have a very dynamic ecosystem. And I think they want to maximize the use and the capabilities of this ecosystem. But still, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, because government procurement is a different thing and it's a complicated thing. So how do we do that in detail? That's something we want to talk about today.
Absolutely. And I mean, at the Handelsblatt Congress last month, when we spoke as well, Mr. Fuchs from OHB made an interesting statement saying that the entire space industry in Germany is worth 3 billion, or was worth 3 billion last year, and now we have nominal 8 billion a year to spend. So we have to grow into this role, and it's very clear that we can't have it from day one.
And we need to be very honest about that. There's so much money coming into the system now that it's also a challenge for us on the industry side to absorb that money in an effective way. So we also need to do our homework. Cool.
Let's talk about the program today. So in the next 3 hours, what can we expect here? I'm quite sure you have top-level people here again, like over the last years. So who will be here and what are the themes?
So the main goal of our New Space Symposium is to bring together the government side, the military side, with the new space ecosystem. And we want to have an open and frank exchange. So there will be few presentations and few pitches, but the focus will be on exchange, on talk. We have a very good lineup of speakers, I would say. We have Walter Pelzer, the Director General of the German Space Agency. We have General Vetter, who is in charge of cyber and digitalization at the MOD. And we have Matthias Wachter from Sprint, the innovation agency, because they also want to get more into space and defense. And they have some interesting tools to say. So these are the three main actors we want to get in contact with today.
As you just mentioned, Sprint, they just invested into an hypersonic supplier from Germany that successfully launched from Andoya, if I'm not mistaken, last week or so. That's an interesting development, I would say.
Definitely. It's an interesting development for various reasons. It's kind of its first investment in a defense space-related company by a state-run agency, I would say. And it also shows what these agencies, Sprint, has for opportunities, what they can do. Because in the past we always had the discussion, can and should the government invest in how, and do we have the right instruments and institutions, etc. And now they are doing it, and they are leveraging a private investment in this company. And I think that's a very good thing in the way forward. And I hope we see something like that more often in the future.
The new Space Initiative, correct me if I'm wrong, has today 110-ish members?
Almost 120.
Okay, so why should someone join the new Space Initiative? I mean, there are potentially a few more companies outside that are listening to us that are not members so far. So why should they come? Because they have the coolest parties. That is one element.
No, I would say our unique selling point is bringing the new space ecosystem together with the non-space industry. So today, for example, we will have companies from the automotive sector, which are going now into the space domain and want to produce satellites on a mass production scale, and they are looking for partners. So we are bringing together space, non-space, traditional players, new players, startups, SMEs. And I would also say that we have a very good exchange and link to the government side, to the MOD, to the institutions, so we can help young companies and established companies, non-space companies, to get into this space and defense-related value chain.
It's an established network opportunities. Okay, so we're starting this week now, and it runs till really Sunday, and I know that BDI also has a number more events, because here we talk about the new space community, which is invitation only, but the next days there are other events. Do you want to highlight a few of those?
Sure. On Friday morning we have a huge event with the Finnish defense minister. So we will talk about resilience and how innovation can strengthen our resilience. Our president, Mr. Leibinger, will give a huge keynote speech there about resilience and what industry thinks about it and what we could potentially learn, for example, from Finland.
Oh, yes.
We will have an in-depth exchange on Friday afternoon with the Ministry of Economics about the ecosystem. And on Friday evening, we will have our big space night. We have more than 600 people wanting to participate, so we are totally overbooked, and we have international speakers there from the US, from Israel. Josef Aschbacher will be there, the ESA Director General, so we'll have a super interesting lineup, and we will have two panels. One panel will be about defense and space capabilities, and the second panel will be about the next frontier, the moon.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, you know that you hit a nerve when talking about the moon.
I know you're a moon enthusiast, Torsten.
I am. There's some heritage. Cool. I think that's it. I mean, it will be an exciting week, definitely. We will report here on a daily basis. Matthias, thank you very much for your time, and I wish you a very good kickoff here at the first day, and we will see each other during the next days on various events, I'm quite sure.
Thank you very much for having me again, Torsten.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
With that, Space Watch out.